Yo, what is good, everybody? And it's BBK Dragoon coming at you today, talking Warframe. It's been a hot minute since some Warframe on the channel, and that's because I have taken a bit of a break from the game, but I came back for Sanctuary Onslaught. So this is a new game mode in Warframe. They just showed it off on the dev stream about a month ago. I had the chance to test it out this week. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit behind the curve. I know it went live last week, but man, this is actually a pretty cool little game mode. It's not everything I had hoped it was going to be, but it's got some cool positive things, and I definitely want to share the feedback with you all. So Sanctuary Onslaught is this new 2.5 minute long, endless Horde wave-based defense kind of game mode, essentially. So every zone lasts for 2.5 minutes. You need to continue killing enough opponents to keep your efficiency rating up. If that efficiency rating stays up high enough, at the end of that 2.5 minutes, Samaras will open a data conduit to a new harder zone within the Sanctuary. So essentially it gets harder, you get warped to a new tile set, there's new and different types of enemies, and you just keep going forever and forever as far as you can last. Now the footage that you're seeing, my group decided to peace out at like wave 6, and so I think I tap out at wave 8. However, I know with a group of 4 we could have gone quite a bit further in, and the levels and the difficulty just continue to get nuts. Enemies at like level 60 and 70 increase to 150 and 180 behind zone, like beyond zone 15. And then once you're in like zone 25, you're at like levels 250 to 280. So stuff that I don't really have a build for. I decided to use Frost for this gameplay footage. I went back and played with Excalibur. I definitely think if you had like an Equinox frame, you could totally, any sort of nuke frame, you're going to be able to do very, very well in Sanctuary Onslaught. Now, this game mode is pretty chill. It's pretty fun. There are leaderboards, which I'm very stoked to see, and it is survival in my opinion, like that game type, but in a bit more fresh of a way. You get to change up the tile set, you get some new scenery, you get some new enemy types, but the rewards are kind of lackluster, to be honest with them. Yeah, you've got the Vandals, which are cool, but past the Vandal rewards, you really just have relics. You really just have Mesolith relics to go after, and of course, once you have the Korra blueprints, that's tied to this mode as well. But there are a lot of other ways that you can end up getting relics in this game, and I don't know if that's the juicy type of reward that a lot of people would want. Think back to Gears of War. How many of you played Gears of War Horde mode? Sound off in the comments, because I remember very clearly having insanely long, very fun gameplay sessions with some of my online buddies back when I was at university playing Gears Horde. How many of you have played like zombies in Call of Duty? Well, zombies in COD doesn't necessarily have like an insane reward culture, other than that mode is just ridiculously deep and full of tons of secret nuances to discover. And you could say similarly of Gears Horde mode. The rewards aren't crazy. It's not something that you're completely playing just for the rewards. However, there's a ton of depth in those game modes. Sanctuary Onslaught doesn't really have many mechanics or things to switch it up, right? You don't get to place any sort of machinery on the ground or barricades or really any sort of preparation time to slow down enemy progress upon you. It's really just sort of a different take on survival. It's all just about wave clear stuff. And since there's no real rewards that are super unique to this game mode, or rewards that are on like a schedule, I don't think this is a mode that's going to be like the end-all be-all kind of a thing. Now understand, I've taken probably the last 6 weeks off of Warframe. I like the game. Heck, I love the game at some points. Like, it's easily one of the best, if not the best, free-to-play games I've ever tried. Digital Extremes definitely deserve some positive support and feedback for pushing this thing out there. However, even as a casual player, I don't see myself really engaging with this thing long term. And I know I've heard like some complaints from the more veteran and experienced players that this really won't be an end game activity. This isn't really something that's going to keep those end game guys going. It comes back to the fact that Warframe is just kind of odd. Depending on where you're at in your Warframe adventure, or where you're at in the star chart, you may still have a lot of quests left in the hopper to go. You still may have a lot of blue nodes and planets to chase and finish off, but when you're sort of through the star chart, Warframe is sort of a collectathon. It's not like a typical MMO investment game where, all right, you've leveled your character up, you've finished all the introductory things, and now it's post-game, where now you can go and raid, and now you can go and do these activities that you couldn't do previously. Warframe is more about doing those same activities, but doing them better for longer and to collect more rewards. And that's still, I think, the big question that Warframe is grappling with. If Warframe was your sole game, the only game that you play, and you just grind it up, I don't know how great of an endgame culture it really fosters in terms of keeping you playing past just the incentive of a collectathon. Does that make sense? I mean, it may sound a little odd, but really, it's all about collecting more and more things, creating better builds, and it's a very addictive loop, don't get me wrong. It feels like Warframe is just missing a couple of carrots at the end of the stick to keep those endgame guys playing it day in and day out. And while Sanctuary Onslaught has some cool potential and is definitely fun, anybody who's watching this video, you should definitely go check it out. Go visit Samaras at any relay and hop in there. It definitely will not solve those endgame longings. But I want to know what you guys think about this, the new Sanctuary Onslaught mode. Please shout it out down in the comments below, or if you disagree with me and you think the endgame culture is awesome in Warframe, or if you feel similarly. I'd love to hear whatever it is that you guys are thinking about this particular topic. I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll be back again very soon.